Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome back to Fate Grand Order. We got some good news. We got some great news, really. We got a new event coming out. Just a couple days. We're going to be running event into another event, into another event. It's going to be great. That's just what I like to see, right? More event content. Something to do. Although, I feel like my Japanese account could probably stand to spend some time farming, maybe progress the story a little bit. I'm a little bit scared they're going to require me to have completed like Lost Veil 5 to participate in the next event after this. But, you know, is what it is. We of course started in this fight rather than at the main menu because we were going to be about 15 AP overcapped if I didn't spend this AP. I figured I'll jump into the fight and we'll just start already in combat doing the general use farming node because we have basically no real bonus. May as well farm for everything since we need a little bit of everything right now. Yeah, we could use waivers buff. We don't have waivers up. I think we pretty consistently failed to kill this guy. I tried doing just Nero's buffs, and I brought a Scotty along one time. And yeah, you absolutely need waivers small attack buff or something to give you an edge over them. Another 10-20%. Well, waiver was 30%. Let's go. Waver gives a good amount of damage and bonus flat damage. He's pretty fucking good. We definitely need that to get one over on this Star Eater guy. This hand's interesting. This hand tells me I want to get really lucky on like crit stars or something, because we need to kill him somehow. Yeah, we need to kill him somehow and then maybe kill the magical stick on the right who sometimes doesn't die to damage. Kind of irritating. So unfortunately I won't be going for a Brave Chain, I'll be going for a Waiver Arts card. We'll hope we kill the magic stick, but if we don't, I'd like the Archer to actually be Archer Tesla to actually be dead. If he's not dead, it's a bit of an inconvenience for us. It makes the fight take a lot longer. Yeah, the stick survived again. What was I doing that kept it alive that killed it previously? I don't know why. It seems like it's consistently surviving at like 5k health rather than dying, which is what I would prefer. And it was dying like pretty consistently when I started farming this. First time I did it, I swear. Like it hasn't happened in the last day, but I swear it happens all the time. We have like 400 pudding. Yeah, as you can see, we're a little bit over cap. We're about 10 minutes over the cap. But we are actually over by a bit more, and I realized I need to spend the AP at some point. I wonder if I could do better. I wonder if I could do better with Cersei or someone else. Cersei is probably the only caster we could use other than Medei to do this, as both of them have instant batteries. We need a Surin with like 50% by themselves at least. Because we don't, well, we can do 30%, but they have to be really good. 30% battery on a caster or berserker is a bit of a tall order, especially if we're borrowing someone to get the damage we want out. Because we don't really want to use our own waiver, so Arash goes in. Ereshkigal's doing alright. I think I want to change her Mystic Code. We'll just go for pure NP damage rather than anything else. I think this gives more than the other one. Want to make sure we actually get that kill. Hero's alright. I think we might be able to do better with Cersei. Like, what are our options? We ideally want someone who's specialized against Assassin. Jean is 20%. We could run Kentoki. Kentoki hits pretty freaking hard. He has a 50% battery. That's not a terrible idea. Kentoki's not bad. Our other option is caster. I believe our other casters don't have batteries. Like, as you can see here, no battery skills. And I'm just going to demonstrate this. No battery skills. They have NP seal, attack up, arts up, buster up. None of that good. None of that good. So we got like Cersei with true class advantage at like 9,000 attack, which feels really low. Or we have Kentoki, who doesn't even have attack foes, and he's at 12k attack, which is 33% higher. So I think he actually hits harder. The only issue is he doesn't really give us any. He does have monster strength too. He doesn't need any assistance, but he doesn't have any self buff, any like huge self buffs. He has like a 50% attack, and that's it. Whereas I think Cersei might win out on the damage front because she gets 50% buster up. Because she's not going to take aerial drive, right? She's just going to take the event damage. Oh, she can't take it. Yeah, she's going to take this one, right? And it's going to increase her attack strength by 50%. Which might help even the odds against Kentoki. Let's give Cersei a shot, see how she does. Fortunately, our best Lancers are AoE Lancers, that is, are still Ereshkigal. Our only other option would be Fran, who is NP2, so she's dealing a good chunk of damage. And she's interluded, but the issue is Fran has lower attack, is a berserker, and we don't have a 50% color up, so our one turn damage is still a lot lower. I'm thinking we're gonna try Cersei. See how Cersei does. Our other option's Kentoki. Kentoki would have, again, she has 50% attack up. Kentoki would have like 12k, and then we'd probably give him anything that gives him 50% NNP damage, so that'd probably be this. It's the best we got for like that one turn burst. So he'd be running around with like 50, he's running with almost 50% more attack damage, and 10% NP up, and an attack buff, whereas she has like a defense down. I feel like he might be better. 14.5 versus... Well, I can just do some quick math. 14.5 versus... Give me the event CE. 14.5 versus like... that's like 15. That's like 15k. So I think she wins if she's running the event CE. 15k with the event CE. That's definitely better than his attack up, and you use her defense down. Doesn't really help Ereshkigal though. Doesn't really help Ereshkigal. Well, we'll see if this is more reliable. One of the things I'm worried about is we fail to kill the Soul Eater type mob. That can cost us a turn. It's happened a couple times. I'm curious if Cersei can one-shot this guy. If not, we can try Kentoki. He's got almost as much attack as she does, including the event CE. And he's not... If she was any lower on the attack, or he was any higher, I think it would be pretty bad for her, because Cersei has a 0.9 damage multiplier, and Kentoki has like a 0.1, but the only reason that he's not winning is because they're fighting an assassin. Which... Cersei wins out on. Cersei wins out against with a 2.0 multiplier, bringing her to 1.8, whereas Kentucky's only 1.5, bringing her to like 1.65. And of course, 1.65 is less than 1.8, so he needs to have slightly higher attack to be worth bringing. Just a little bit though. Because his monster strength isn't terrible, it's just not amazing. I mean, honestly, it should be amazing, because it's a 1-turn attack buff, and he's a 5-star. He's a limited 5-star, it should be insane. But it's kind of mediocre, it's like 1-turn attack up. That's not even, like... That's not even as good as a mana burst. Come on, man. Like, attack up's the most common skill, so it should be better than that. Now, she does have a Brave Chain here, but we're mostly interested in what happens if she doesn't have a Brave Chain. How much damage do we have to do if the Brave Chain fails? Like if we don't have Buster Arts Buster, or we don't have whatever we need. Let's see how much damage we do here. Okay, she does about 110. I feel like that puts us in range of killing it. As you can see, with just one Arts card, that was enough to kill. Like, we massively overkilled the Star Eater there. That's what I like to see. Unfortunately, Cersei's NP gain's a little bit worse than Nero's, and we couldn't really generate any extra value for Ereshkigal out of that fight, that hit. But we were basically able to do it. Like, we needed one of her cards, not two of her cards, and the other cards would have been overkill. Like, we could have taken anyone else's cards and done that, probably. We didn't need hers. So that's an improvement. The other option is Kentucky, who I think will deal slightly less damage, but it might be worth it to find out just how much less he does, and if we can bring him, because if he does about that, if he actually pulls about that much damage, that's just, oh shit, we didn't. All right, we're gonna struggle to kill these guys. Oh well, it is what it is. We're gonna use this Star Absorption skill. Not because it gives us major damage, but because it'll consistently give us more damage. Regrettably, we can't split Waver's battery and critical effect, but you know, can't have it all upsides. Can't have everything you want on a skill. The stick survived too. That's a bit of an insult. Alright. So my train of thought said we should run this for more damage. It turns out we don't really kill the stick anyway with this. Okay. Turns out it doesn't matter what we do. Alright. I like how Waver just throws out explosions. Like karate chop style, he's just like, boom. Well timed too. Alright. That was Cersei. I wonder if Kentucky could do better, because one of the things we could do with Kentucky is use him on this next wave. With Soup. And he'd at least be doing like class damage, right? Because he's a berserker. Might be able to blow them away. I know he's more of like a one-turn. He's more of a one-turn kind of guy, but it still might work out. I'm curious to see how it goes, because we don't have too many people. We don't actually try farming with too many servants. This account has a lot of options, so I'd like to try them out at least before the event ends. Buster up 15%. I don't think we could do better. 10%, like, this is almost 2k. It's pretty high, 14.5k attack. Our next best option, I think. Well, obviously we're not doing that. Obviously not doing this, but that would be big buster damage if it was. I'm trying to think of the CE right now, last scroll. It's not you. It's the 40% one. That's NP damage. This would be our next best one. Unfortunately, it's not doubled. Unfortunately, it's not pure damage stats, and it's also not that amazing. We need... yeah, we need something that's like pure damage. I don't think the other 40%... yeah. There is another 40% somewhere, I swear. It's this one and this one. Ah, okay. It's these two, never mind. I was gonna say, if this one had like Buster instead of C-Star drop rate, it might actually be usable. That 20% NP strength, it's just under Aerial Drive in terms of ability damage. And then if it had something else that might push it over the edge if you had 40%. Admittedly, not with these attack stats, but I'm just giving an example of how it could work. How it might work out. But it doesn't. And we unfortunately need everybody's abilities. The only other thing we could do is maybe change to Plug Suit since we're already at max level, but then we need something to compensate for Ereshkigal's lost damage. So we need to bring in someone that brings like 50% damage to Ereshkigal, to the table for Ereshkigal. Which we're a little bit low on. 50% damage is pretty hard to acquire. Like obviously we could bring in Nero with a Plug Suit for 50% attack. It doesn't really improve anything though. It just means we have a Nero. I guess we can double NP. We'll call that option. Also, Kentoki doesn't have attack foes. Kentoki can actually go up in damage. He can get to about 15k, which will put him actually over. I believe I'll actually put him over Cersei in damage for one turn. Then her only advantage is cost, and the fact that her debuff lasts more than a turn. And she has a better deck. Let's not kid ourselves. Kentoki Rider's deck is pretty terrible for anything other than burst damage. Figured we'd fire some arrows at these guys, get some stars. Not like Kentoki Rider desperately needs them. Or at least, or not Kentoki Rider, regular Kentoki, jeez. The Kata Kentoki. The worst version of Rider because he doesn't come NP5, he comes NP1. And is an expensive 5-star. Okay. We want to find out the same thing. Basically, do we need more than one of his cards to get through this guy? And for giggles, let's do this. I don't think it matters. So how much is he doing? He's got just Waver's attack buff, and it's not even a max Waver attack buff. 100k. That's actually a little bit low. Now he crit to get there. But he wouldn't have been there without crits, so I think we want Cersei here. He had to crit to put himself in the same position as Cersei. An extra 1000 attack I don't think would make the difference. The only upside we have here is that we can use him to smack around Tesla with Ereshkigal. Whereas previously we had neutral damage, now we have a slightly higher chance of killing. Or slightly higher doesn't mean a great chance. And the complete lack of stars we generated kind of sucks. I guess we'll have to take that into account. Nero generated a shit ton of stars. It doesn't seem like It doesn't seem like our friend the Katak and Togi wants to, and he's only doing 100k. In fact, less than 100k, but we could probably push him to 100k with bows. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say he hit 100k. Now he does hit pretty hard with face cards. 22k in a Buster Chain second. Pretty good. That's pretty good. But it wasn't what we were looking for. I think we want Cersei still. She's more reliable, and the star drop rate isn't terrible either. In fact, let's change things around a little bit more. I'm trying to optimize this. We're gonna optimize for running Cersei now. And what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna run Cersei in the front line. Oh, what am I doing? I'm still filtered to Berserkers. Okay. We're gonna run Cersei, the best witch, in the front line. And again, she could actually get better because we could also give her something like the MLB version of this for more damage, but we only have 6 of them. We're gonna run her front line. And you'll see why, because I think her third skill is a party-wide star drop buff. And typically Waver isn't going to be doing a lot of attacking, so we probably don't care if he gets it or not. 3 turns for all allies. Also cleanses debuffs. We aren't getting debuffs assigned to us, so that one doesn't matter. If we get any more star rate up, you know, we just need to tag in Caster Gilgamesh so we can get like a 300% star drop rate. Or maybe we should just replace Arash with Emiya so we can have like 1 billion stars when he NPs. That'd be fun. Probably start with battery. Probably get his battery going. Alright, what do we got? Rest in peace, Azura. I suppose Waver would be going in for those attacks if we didn't draw any of Cersei's. Maybe we do wait on that. No matter. We've already gotten Waver's first skill off. This is fine. If we really cared, we could use a Reshigel's third skill, which gives us NP generation for Waver. I think if we have like double arts on Waver, we might be able to get an NP with that. Ooh, we're a little bit shy. If we don't have any of Cersei's abilities. Oh well, we would have had the exact same problem if we tried doing that with Nero, so that's not a big deal. In fact, Nero would have put us in a worse position. Nero does about half the Star Eater's health with her NP and all her buffs. That's because Nero also needs to... Nero's an AoE servant though, and she's not running the magical... the event damage siege. She's running just her own attack buffs. Which is pretty damn impressive if you think about it. Like, Nero's competing with Cersei for best servant for killing that guy. And she's an AoE servant. Ungodly hours again. Yeah, I'm afraid so. Unfortunately, I have to work during what you would consider reasonable streaming hours. Although, I might be able to do a couple early streams this month, during the weekdays. Since my boss literally sent me a message on Teams and was like, hey, my boss is getting pressured to make everyone spend their hours, their vacation days, because nobody's been spending vacation, because, you know, what is there to do? No trips to take, no concerts to go to, no events to attend. So, like, nobody's been spending vacation time. So he's like, can you spend your vacation time at some point? At least spend the amount you spilled over from last year. Just like, I didn't take many days off at all. So, yeah, I might take a couple days off, do some early streams, or just fap a bit. We'll see. I guess Waver hits harder than Cersei, right? Maybe I need to Grail Cersei. I don't like throwing Waver's arts cards instead of Cersei's. I want to see more of the best witch. Medea is a close second. Medea? However you want to pronounce her name. Close second. Man, this was a really bad run. We had some terrible luck. Alright. In theory, we could crit with the Buster. Alright. Gods of RNG be with me. Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna happen, so I figured we'd just go with this. Our other option was to run something like Cersei's arts card or something. And I was thinking, this fight's gonna last a long time. Okay. So that was this is officially the worst fight we've taken for this in a long time. Or ever. It was more than 4 turns. Maybe I do run. Maybe I go back to Nero. I mean, I think that was just really bad RNG. We didn't draw any Ereshkigal cards on her burst turn. We didn't draw any Cersei cards on her turn either. Just went bad, but that is what it is. It had a lot of 3 turns, a bunch of 4 turns, probably more 4 turns because we were just a tad shy on damage. NP2 Ereshkigal. Maybe never. But at least I know. NP2 Ereshkigal is not going to be a disaster if I get it in like a GSSR, right? Let's take the wins where we can get them. I'm gonna get these since we only have a day. Could probably buy into these rather than anything else. Here's my foes. Is there anything left in the silver shop other than the pieces? No. That's fine, we don't need silver that much. Bronze, on the other hand, we might need to farm a whole bunch of. Okay. What is there left to get? What is there left to get for bronze? Plots. Gold, we only want maybe 20. We'll get caster monuments. Silver, we want a bit, so. We still want everything. It's still the best to be farming here. Like, all of these are still pretty desirable. Even if we have a good stock of them. The claws are probably the least important. There's 100 XP. We'll use that to level someone at some point. This account's actually pretty low on extra XP too. I'm actually kind of tempted to throw like an apple or two, just to try and get a little bit extra materials, because we got, I think, a full day left on these missions. Yeah, we got a bit over a day, so we'll probably have 8 or 9 runs, which is probably enough to get the silver and gold results. I don't know what the bronze is though. That's a lot of bronze materials that I'm not gonna get a hold of. 400 gold for the caster monuments and the pieces. The bronze, so we actually need materials for though. That's like 1,000, 1,450. That's pretty expensive. Oh. Oh well. We'll be back at some point. For now, on to Japan, where I was also basically capped on AP and had to spend my AP. In fact, I was so capped, I logged in and it was like, you want to resume a battle? Because I'd already tried to save myself from capping on AP. We had way too much AP in the bank. But that's what happens when it's like your secondary account, not your primary, right? Oh, the disco ball attack. Really the most fearsome of attacks. I know you guys are trying to help me out by like shooting me in the face with arrows, but I'm gonna be honest. I kind of wanted to use Caster Artoria's NP generation ability. It's really useful. Okay, we're farming silver materials on this account right now. Silver is the way of the future here. May as well try to soften him up, get some extra overkill hits if at all possible. I don't remember how much damage we do with each attack. I don't actually know if that gives us an overkill hit or not. Let's try to find out. We want to know about how much damage we do per attack. 6, 12, 23. I don't think that helped then. That would be like 18. We only did 3k. If we hit one of those, I think if we hit the middle guy, it might have helped. He was around 18. Around 1800. Alright. Ooh, we missed the arts. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Hey, how's it going, Lightspeed? You finish all the farming you wanted to do for these events? Have you heard the new news? We get the February event starting in like 2 days. If you thought you were getting a break to continue the story or farm for non-event materials, you were sorely mistaken. Yep. They announced it on their... I really hate how Grand Order announces their events sometimes, but yeah. They announced it on their website. In fact, we can bring that up after this fight. Already did the story? Yeah. I've already done it too. But for my other account, I haven't done it. For this account, like the JP account, I haven't caught up on the story. So, whenever they do back-to-back events, I'm just like... Or they don't announce an event, I get nervous because I know they might just decide, you know what, we don't need to make this event accessible for people who haven't finished the story. Because sometimes it feels like they're being difficult on purpose. Oh well. Yeah, their announcement fees were especially. It's really confusing on NA too, because sometimes the event announcement is first on Twitter, and then like 2 days later it's on their website and in game. Other times it's first in game. Other times it's first on their website. Like, you have to check 5 places, and it's never consistent. Whoever's managing their social media needs to get on top of that. They also need to try and, like, I really wish they would decide where you're allowed to act as events rather than, like, seemingly randomly placing them. Because, like, this event is relatively easy, but the challenge quest is crazy hard. And it's like a Fuyuki only event. So it should be easy, but the challenge quest is so hard. Whereas other events are considerably more difficult or have higher requirements, but are either easier to do, or the challenge quest is easier. So I'm curious what they're doing in terms of scaling for the event. Yeah, we'll do another one. Why not? Castor Artorio and Beans. The best combination? The most famous combination? Maybe not. Starting off with a weak arts combo, alright. So the current plan, once we run out of AP on this account, we're probably gonna Apple to try and finish off the store, as I need like a day or something to farm horseshoes to maybe get Hans's middle skill to 10, maybe get Lupu's first skill a little bit higher, because I want to have another go at the Tengu challenge quest, and I feel like I'm just under what I want to be at to get into it. Buster Evade, not the best roll. Alright. Can you shoot my main character? Because Buster Evade's a terrible roll for us. Oh well. Oh well. I think we get 50% here. I sure hope we do. Ah, good enough. Good enough. Just one attack would have been fine, but hey, I'm getting attacked enough to put me to max, so I don't have to use 2 skills. Sounds good to me. Alright, we did say it was around 18k. Ugh. That's a terrible draw, by the way. We drew 3 of our cards this turn. Oh, that sucks for us. Alright. Well, not much to be done about that. Gonna take a swing at this guy. Shouldn't kill him, but hopefully that means we get an overkill hit we wouldn't have ordinarily gotten. As it's around 18k, it's around 18, 19k, our first 2 hits. So if we knock someone down here, the 3rd hit should be an overkill hit on that guy. We also use constant NP to try and make sure we get a little higher. There we go, it's about 20k, so we got an overkill hit on that guy for sure. 61k. 2%. Don't like these numbers! They keep feeding me awkward ass numbers. Can't work with these numbers here. Alas. Alas. Alright, so we didn't get it. Alright. Also missed the arts on her NP ability. I was like looking for a little bit more damage, didn't get it. It's a little bit rough. We'll live. This just won't be a clean kill. This is gonna be a pretty rough one. That's like 60k. That's not bad. Oh, we actually killed him. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't expecting that to kill him, or to even have the ability to do so. Or to get 100% NP off of that. That was pretty impressive. If we didn't still have our arts up, I was gonna say we could swap to quick because we have quick up from our own abilities. And our CE gives hybrid, by the way. Our CE is hybrid arts quick, so swapping to quick is an option if we have the right setup. I think Scotty requires a little bit more out of us than Caster Oratoria, so we consistently take the Caster Oratoria, but the CE probably doesn't care. This hand cares though. Wow, that's a bad hand for this. That was pretty close. Ah, he evades. You dick, Sasuke. We don't have Invuln Pierce. This is why we gotta kill him in one turn. Makes these fights awkward. Seriously, 8 turns? Wow, that was really long. Considering that depending on RNG, we can 3-turn this. 8 is a really long time. That 3 turns at the end hurt a lot. Because he doesn't always evade at low health, I've noticed that. I've got him really low before, and he doesn't always decide to spam the evade. Only on a rare occasion here or there that he's like, yeah, I'll evade. And ideally, I know we got some Caster Ortorias here who have gold drop. We're ideally looking for silver drop rate Caster Ortorias. Although I'm not going to refresh forever. Your mate was watching Babylonia and got really emotional. It was really beautiful. Oh, that's great to hear, man. Sounds like we got another fan of the series. Yeah, the story was pretty good. The story was pretty good. The only thing questionable was the animation in a couple spots. I'm glad to hear that. I had the joy of showing my brother Babylonia. Unfortunately, my brother is not exactly the most emotional person or prone to any emotional outbursts, so it's really hard to tell if he likes something. He'll tell you it's fine. He'll tell you, okay, I have an easier time figuring out whether or not he likes something by checking his Mal account than I do anything else. Cause like, he'll be like, it was fine, and then you go onto Mal and it's 9 out of 10, one of the best things he's ever seen. And then, you know, he'll also say it's fine to things that he's like, oh, that was like a 5 out of 10. I'd never see that again. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. It's like, yeah, his response to everything is, it's fine. Unless it's really, really bad. And it has to be atrocious for him to roast it. But hey, it's still fun. Yeah, your friend can never guess with you, yeah. Oh yeah, I don't hate people like that. It's just hard to tell whether or not they like something. You're like, is this a good pick? Like, I actually have to go and ask him what his X out of 10 is, because his reviews are usually so neutral. Which I don't hate, it's just a different approach. Or like, I have to really break down whether or not the series was good. I don't mind that, it's just a different approach. Alright. We're definitely not going off next turn. Or, definitely not. No, this turn. It will probably be next turn. It'll probably be the turn after next. Yeah, there are a few good Tengu scenes in Babylonia. I liked that. I liked seeing Gilgamesh show up, although... And I really liked King Hassan's and Gilgamesh's, Castor Gilgamesh that is, their speeches, but I don't feel like they had as much of an impact as they could have on me when I watched them in the anime, because I already knew both the speeches off the top of my head. And like, I've memorized half of King Hassan's speech, so it's not as exciting if you know exactly what he's going to say and you're just waiting for the moment to happen. Which I'm sure you can appreciate if you played the game before the anime came out, right? Hello, thanks for the love tap. Weird doll thing with 8 arms. I'm not gonna say I understand why this random doll has a naginata, a bow, and can triple shot arrows. Definitely played the game before the anime, yeah. Oh, why do we keep drawing our arts cards before anything else? That's annoying. Alright. Did the attack up land? I think so. I think it landed. Yeah. I was playing the game. I think I started playing the game right when the anime started airing. Yeah, my JP account is free to play. I actually do have a caster Rotoria. Yeah, my JP account is free to play and has to clear every node with 3 stars first. So we can bring Ishtar to farm nodes once we've done them a million times. But other than that, we're in a bit of trouble. Oh, I forgot to use this. Yeah, this account's free to play. We do have Space Ishtar and caster Rotoria. That will probably be our main farming team as we progress the farming side of the account. But we actually need firepower on our 3-star side. We are severely lacking in output. It's actually problematic, because we're having trouble with challenge quests. Like, we can't actually do them. It's a big issue. So I kind of want to use casters. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to hope we fail the kill here. Yeah, this account's free to play, and it's also not my main account. I don't spend too much money. I don't spend too much money on my main account, so my secondary account almost certainly not getting too much money. This game does make it a little bit hard to be free to play at times. Some of the stuff, sometimes you really miss out on stuff you want, but at least with this account, because it mostly wants 3 stars, and we kind of got like a decent set. I mean, we have an Avenger Ishtar. She's not NP2 or anything, but she's NP1. But we have a caster Rotoria. We can basically farm most nodes once we get the setup rolling. Well, I don't think we'll mind too much that we're free to play, because again, the goal of the account is mostly to be running 3 stars and to be. The goal is twofold: run 3 stars and experience stuff we don't experience on NA. And both of those I feel are easily fulfilled here. You know, we don't even have a proper looping setup on NA because we don't have a Scotty or a K-scope. We don't have a Scotty or a K-scope. The K-scope's the hard part. Scotty is actually easier because you can wail for Scotty when she's next on rate up, right? A little bit harder to get a hold of. Just a little bit. But it is harder to get a hold of a K-scope. They are really hard to come by. I've been playing about a year and a third now. So a year and a quarter-ish now. And I still haven't gotten a single K-scope or Black Grail. I got a ways to go before I can even replicate on my main account that I spend money on basic Hanako green strategies. Like, how many years do I have to go in before my account that spends money is as good as a free-to-play account? The answer is, you need to be really lucky or take a long time. But, whatever. I can clear all the content anyway, so that doesn't really bother me. I need to go check what I have left. I think I need 400 of the... I think I need like 600 of the beans. We're gonna go check right now. Before we start spending apples, we should probably verify exactly how many apples we need. This account is definitely low on some things. 26 is actually really high for us. And there's actually only 8 of these left. Okay, we might be done here. Might actually be done here. Awesome. I wasn't caring about the bronze. This is the best node for farming. That was the best node for farming silver, regardless of what you wanted. I already checked that. Okay. Well, let's just get rid of these. I don't really care about code removers. They aren't necessary in Japan anymore. I don't know if you play on Japan or not, but code removers in Japan don't do what they do on NA. I also like the music. The music in Babylonia is great. I think I like a couple of the in-game mixes a little bit better, but I can't tell you that those are bad. Those are amazing. There's a couple amazing tracks in there. Brand Battle's really good. Absolute Demonic Front is really good. The OP and ED are pretty bad, actually. I was surprised. Both of those are kind of mediocre, except for the one time they changed to Millet's Tell Me. The rest of the time, the endings are pretty mediocre. Dies Irae in Lost Belt 1. Yeah, that's a pretty good song. That's a pretty good tune. We got some classic Mozart playing in the background. A really nice, I guess it's a piano mix, right? A really nice piano mix of Dies Irae. That's pretty good. I wasn't expecting that at all. That was like the best twist. If you go in blind to that, you're like listening to the battle. You know, they get this pumped up battle music in the dialogue before the fight, and you're like, oh, this is awesome. Okay, we cut to load screen. Wait a minute, what's going on? The music from the dialogue portion didn't stop. Come again? It's still going? I'm loading into the fight? This awesome battle music's still going? Are you serious? This is our track for our fight with Ivan? So good. That was an amazing moment. Even if that wasn't like the best written singularity. I mean, I know it's a Lost Belt, but even if it wasn't the best written singularity or like chapter of the story, you know, arc of the story, it was still really cool. Like, just that moment. They definitely hit it out of the park with that moment. I feel like that's what they were trying to do. Give you at least one moment where you can look back on the story and be like, this was fucking awesome. And they totally achieved that. That was so good. Like, you're probably not gonna forget that track, right? I don't think anyone who plays the game and follows the story is going to forget that track because it's really good. It hits at right. It comes in at just the right time. Keeps you interested. Why did I click Babylonia? I don't know why. I can actually read the names too, and I still somehow screwed it up. All right. Everyone's favorite horseshoe farming node. There's 2 enemies on. You know what, I'm gonna see if Castor can, or I'm gonna see if we can borrow Castor and blow our way through this. That would be really nice. These guys have 2 low health though. We'd need a way to give him like 50% NP really quickly. I don't feel like we can effectively loop with Avenger Ishtar through this. I mean, we could try, but I don't think we can. Yeah, I'll bring an assassin just in case things go tits up, but I think we'll be able to kill it on face cards if we can't with anything else. This isn't for the event, but the CEs we run don't particularly matter, I don't think. Oh. A book, a Merlin, and no Scotty? Yeah, it feels nice to be on JP where there's no Scotties. You do have there's like a decent mix in event lists, not gonna lie. Like event lists, you'll see a pretty even split of like Scotty and Castro Artorias, with maybe like a Waver or Merlin here, or Waver, Merlin, or Event Servant here or there. But you can consistently, at least it's not 90% Scotties. It's so painful. Oh, that's Mist's Luvia emote. I don't think I've actually seen someone use that. That's awesome. Funny, because I've actually subscribed to Mist once upon a time. And I didn't even have a use for that. But I really like it. So painful. So many Scotties in NA. I know, it's agonizing. You just sit there and you're like, can the reign of Scotty come to an end, please? I'd like to enjoy my game now. These guys have so low health, I'm pretty sure we're going to kill this one with 2 cards. Yes. It's not even worth trying to loop on these guys if you can't instantly start out with something. Now, I could equip like 60% starting gauge to her, but yeah, whatever. I should just equip 60% starting gauge to her and try to loop from a dead start instead of doing this. I didn't think about how much health these guys had. Because there's no way you loop on like 2 guys, right? I'll just equip 60% starting next time instead of going to actually loop, because we probably only need to go twice. Yeah, we could do better than this. I forgot what class these guys were. I didn't think about how low health they were. This is a huge waste of time. Alright. I was approaching it like I was going to approach one of the farming nodes in the event. And the event farming nodes can randomly give you 50% starting gauge and bonus arts, so running like starting gauge is a little questionable. Not so here though. Mind you, we're probably also not looping here. 2 targets, one of which is an assassin, is pretty hard to loop on. Especially when we don't have like maximum NP gain, but whatever works. We have a lot of battery kicking around. And we're just trying to we're just trying to save on time. Oh my god, he survived at that much health. We need to get our Spacer Star up there. But that's for another day. Yeah, we're just doing that to save ourselves time. It was kind of a waste to do anything else. Can we do more damage? I guess that's how we're doing things. We'll just do everyone's NP. It'll be an NP party because we don't have any good damage cards for these guys. Alright. So that was a mess. That was a mess of a run. That's probably slower than when we take just dedicated AoE assassins. Because I usually just take assassins, face card the first wave, instant kill the second one and third one. It's usually about 7 turns. Before I had Spacer Star. I figured we'd try and apply here and try the our previous strategy. I guess it's about the same amount of turns now, but we're doing it on neutral damage. And we don't need someone else's shooting to carry us. We don't need like a shooting or a Suma. That should kill the back row and leave the front guy alive. Cool. I kind of want to just, because we're done with the event, we got all the materials. I kind of want to apple just to redeem myself and see if I can do better on this node, because that felt a little bit sad. That was pretty painful. I was thinking we could kill that way faster. We also didn't get any horseshoes, and we need a shit ton of them. I don't think you've been here. I don't think you were here yesterday, Purple, but we were trying to figure out how to do the challenge quest. And apart from throwing grails at servants until we can brute force it, I think we need to slightly reevaluate our strategy for this. The challenge quest is an Ushi rider with like 50% damage reduction and 300,000 hit points, who then changes into Ushi Avenger. And Ushi Avenger, if you aren't already aware, has debuff strip before damage on a single target NP. So she one-shots everybody. Everybody dies in one hit. It's gross. It's very gross. I've seen a couple runs of it. I've seen a couple runs of this challenge quest. And typically you run either you run a burst damage comp. Yeah, that sounds really painful. Yeah, you want to run a burst damage comp, but it's kind of awkward because my choice of people to kill Ryder, to defeat Ryder in 3-star, are basically my 100 faces and this cursed arm I'm leveling up right now, neither of whom ignore defense. But the bigger issue is, despite having spent over 1 million friend points, my 100 faces, and remember I've like cleared through most of the game, this account's about 6 months old, it's still only NP2. So my NP damage on this servant is atrocious, even post-interlude. Like, we NP for like 30,000 on the boss. When we're trying to like we can maybe rearrange things for a bit more burst damage because she's arts. So maybe we could like run out of Mozart and try to burst him down with like 50% for one turn. But I don't think that's the greatest solution. My other option is to use the only servant you can also use against Avenger, which is a Berserker. And my Lu Bu is at least NP5, and he's already grailed to 80. He's good. The issue is he's like hella flimsy, so we need to protect him and get his NP way faster. And we're struggling a little bit in that area, mostly because it's pretty hard to keep people alive, as the best defensive supports are Hans and Chen Gong, who are, as you can see, this awkward class called Caster that takes double damage from Ushi, so they get one shot or two shot. And then once they're dead, you have like no NP generation support for Lu Bu, and the whole team falls apart pretty quickly. So, kind of trying to push his skills right now. As you can see, we got like Chen Gong up to 9 on his defensive skill. And we kind of want to push this damage. This, by the way, is a really nice skill. This is a targeted mana burst that also gives health to Berserkers. The mana burst is targetable to anyone, but the bonus health and crit damage is only for Berserkers. And then he has like a self-taunt. And he has a targetable taunt. But my current goal is to try and get some horseshoes so we can get Hans to like at least this skill to 10 so we can NP a little bit more reliably. Unfortunately, we need horseshoes for that, and as you might have seen with Berserker. We also need horseshoes for Lu Bu. Lots of them. Lots of horseshoes. Horseshoes are the bane of my existence right now, and not a material available from the shop, or in the event. Oh well. At least it's a general material. You can farm horseshoes pretty reliably. There's way worse materials to be grabbing. Yeah. I think, alright, since we're not... I don't think I'm gonna Apple just to be farming Camelot. That seems kind of silly. If it was like half AP free quests, maybe. But since I'm not throwing a ton of money at this, I will eventually run out of... So I think I'm gonna... Yeah, bones. Also need bones. Also need bones. I wonder if I could get a perfect turn and one-shot the boss. Lu Bu's attack's a little bit low. A little bit difficult. As our composition for the boss fight right now is... I think I saved the composition on 2, right? Okay. That's fine. Actually, hold up. That's fine too. Whatever's fine. Whatever is fine. I'm just gonna look and see if I can find someone useful for this. We generally want... Irritatingly enough, we kind of want casters for this fight. Yet to see someone in most of these who would be useful. Whatever. We'll take someone for example. My composition, I think it's alright for burst damage. I just have to get there. Oh, this guy's actually leveling his David. That's cool. This guy's David, I believe, was previously 222. I added him solely because he had a couple of 3 stars on support. Because it's hard to find 3 stars on support, man. Everyone replaces their 3 stars with 5 stars. Or 4 stars. As soon as they can. Like, all the assassins who had grailed 3 stars, 2 stars, 1 stars, all gone. They just vanish in favor of the latest assassin. Alright, my comp for that is... Yeah, I was trying out this. I know the Georgios isn't max leveled yet. We can also put him up, but he needs, guess what, horseshoes. There's a few things I would like to optimize about this. This CE actually isn't too bad. It's like Buster up and crit damage. Or I think it's Buster up and damage. It might be Buster up and NP damage. Either way, it's pretty good. The Tengu event is... The Tengu event CE is pretty good. It's pretty good. Ditching for your beloved one. Yeah, it's full attack. Okay, it's NP damage and crit damage of Buster cards. Like, NP damage, 15%, not bad. Works on basically everybody. But it has starting gauge, which is great, because my other options are pretty mediocre for starting gauge. Other than the one that Q's running. Less crit damage, but it's flat 10% Buster. We can run that. I think Q's fine. We also have like a few other mechanics to work through on this challenge quest. I think Lu Bu is the better option here, but I don't have a backup DPS and I'd lose DPS like crazy. I wonder... Do I have... Yeah, he's a little bit low too. I was gonna say, both of these would be better if I had better CEs for them. As I would like the 3-hit evade or the 3-hit invuln CE, but I don't have those. So we're stuck with like defense up, which is only kind of usable on George. Leonidas, he's probably gonna die. He only has 1 turn of taunt. Cool. Yeah, putting a Chen Gong in support here, or putting my own Chen Gong up here, and then running this into a wall of taunts seems like an okay plan as long as we can keep Lu Bu alive. But I feel like my damage is a little bit low. David work here? I don't feel like David works all that well here. Gives us like a 1-hit evade at the start of the fight. And then I think he's kind of done then. Oh, whatever, he's an archer. We'll use him just to see if we can get anywhere. That's about what we want to run. I'm thinking I might swap out Hassan and try to like tunnel Lu Bu and do some burst damage setups. But I need horseshoes to fund all of this. Servant ascensions aren't free. As low cost as they feel sometimes. Those 6 horseshoes are a serious problem. That's the current state of this account. I don't want to apple that. I would apple for event stuff because it's efficient to farm for events. But I don't think it's worth doing that. Back to NA. I think I have like 1 node left to do. Probably swap to Final Fantasy after this, as I don't think it's worth appling on this event. I have a little bit more from the shop I want, but I've already had like a ton of extra time to do stuff. Like, I've already done like what? I did the challenge quest for Prisma Illya, and then I did like a couple more joke attempts to see if it would work. I even tried seeing how much damage my Hokusai could pull off to see if I could instant break bar all 3 of them and maybe 3-turn the challenge quest. I can't, but it was fun to test. If I could 3-turn with Hokusai, that would be cool, but I think I would need a NP2 Hokusai, maybe level 100, maybe NP3. We were like 20-30% off in damage, which is definitely achievable, but considering you use like you use the event CE to get your attack that high, there's not too much you can do about that damage wise. Yeah, farming for bones is suffering. I'm so glad that we had a lottery where we can get all those. It just takes so damn long. You can like face card it with anyone. Any servant can face card bones farming after enough levels. She has plus 100% attack, right? I wonder if she can pull up. I wonder if her Rush Kill is better than Waver here. Who has higher attack? A Rush Kill or Waver? 11k, 12k. He's doing 1200 less damage. So it's actually a Rush Kill. In terms of arts cards, Ereshkigal actually does more damage here because she's at double damage. In theory. Seems that theory was accurate. Good to know. Good to know. She's still getting all the crit. She's still getting the crit up even though we're maxed because we want to be sure this Tesla's dead. The Tesla lives. It's kind of awkward. He lives, he casts Guts. Sometimes the stick lives. Like, we got max level mana burst and attack up, but they can still both live. And max level Mystic Code for NP damage, which would be the best. Aresh's damage is a little bit low. She's got a lot of health. But damage, a little bit lacking, even with the mana burst. Holy shit, that's a lot of feathers. I didn't realize I was getting so many feathers out of that node. Feathers are like the most feast or famine item you can ever get. Like, feathers, here's 1 million. Feathers, you need 2 million. It goes on and on. Alright, I wonder if they have it in the news yet. I'm just gonna check now. Is this available yet? Nope. Surprisingly not. Alright. I'll just go through the new event announcement real quick. Over in our main menu. As you can see, we got Valentine's 2021 coming up, starting on the 3rd of this month. Which is only like 2 days off. Now it's probably starting in the evening. Probably. But that's still like, what? 2 days from now? It's just Wednesday? That's gonna be fun. That's like right around the time the other event runs out. The Prisma Illya event runs out. I haven't actually done this event, even though I have a Japanese account. So it's gonna be my first time through this one as well, just like Prisma Illya. Although I did do last year's event, so I'm expecting the Valentines are probably gonna be the same. Like, would they really write new lines for every single servant in the game? Maybe not. Oh, maybe they are new. Never mind. It says here, each servant's Valentine scene will be fully voiced. The Valentine scene last year were not voiced. And I've got I got 2 copies of Nero now. I get 2 Valentines from Nero? That's gonna be awesome. I get 2 Valentines from Nero. I get one from Hokusai. Who else was I looking forward to getting a Valentine from? Anastasia? I think yeah, those will be the people I'm looking forward to getting. And we're getting Murasaki Shibuku. Shibuku? Ikibu. I can read, I swear. Ikibu. who has one of the weirdest aesthetics of servants. If you like this person, I'm glad for you. But man, what is this? This is like if you took Raikou and stuffed her in a tight Victorian dress with like this I want to say like new Lovecraftian style outfit, so it's like Victorian goth with like some weird pink tone. It's mostly the fact that these are oversized, colossally oversized, and don't fit the rest of the body, the waist, the shoulders, the arms, nothing else. Everything else is super slim. Like these legs and thighs, unnaturally slim. The arms really thick, or like tiny little sticks. And then you have these giant breasts. Don't really like that aesthetic. The blue, black, pink, Gothic Victorian, it's okay. But I don't think this personally doesn't appeal to me. I mean, if you like it, that's fine. You do you. But at a glance, you know, I'm not immediately interested in this servant. Also, they're another caster. I have enough casters. Like, I have so many casters to level. If you get her, it would be God's work. Okay, there's actually nothing else posted here. Wow, they don't post anything else in this announcement. It's just a short one. Alright. Event summary new... Okay, it's just links. That's a really short one. You don't plan to roll on her. Well, that means you're gonna get her on GSSR by some miracle. Oh, apparently they get... Oh, it is actually a clickable link. What's the NP look like?
限りあれば薄墨衣朝けれど涙ぞ袖を淵となしける源氏物語葵もののけ
Really? That's her NP. We had like a million epic NPs, and they decided to have someone just narrating while something side scrolls over a picture, and then she draws a pentagram. Who is this chick? Who is this chick that like by the name I assume she's Japanese, but then she draws a pentagram, which is like she wears a pentagram and is in like Victorian era clothing. It's kind of weird. Alright. Don't know who she is. That NP does not inspire me to roll for her. Not at all. I hope she's mechanically good, because I don't know what the hell's going on with her. I know there's a niche market for this. There's someone who absolutely loves this. It's just not me right now. I've definitely changed my opinion on a few servants though, and I could definitely change my opinion on this servant if they were really cool in their event. Like, I've had a lot of events change my opinions on servants, or doing a few quests with them, build up their reputation, so I firmly believe they could sell me on this person. Whether or not they do, well, that's up to the event. The Semiramis event was really good. Like Anastasia. I actually didn't like Anastasia's aesthetic either. I thought she was kind of bland. Whereas this one, I wouldn't say she's bland at all. She's definitely got some personality, it's just not anything I really like. Anastasia I thought was a little bit bland, but she's done amazing in events. And her own story, she was so good. Like, Anastasia, there's no way you can't like her. Like, you have to at least like her a little bit after Lost Belt 1. But then she shows up in events, and every time she shows up in an event, she's fantastic. Like, that was one of the most memorable scenes in the Quetzalcoatl Christmas event, was Anastasia's scenes. And, you know, everyone remembers Goddamn Hot from Summer... Was that Summer 3? Yeah, Summer 3, because she wouldn't be around for Summer 2. Like, both of those are very memorable, good scenes. They did a great job. In the Mammoth Tusk Train. Exactly! Like, you still remember that. And that was like an event with like a bajillion servants where they just rotated them out every chapter. And you're still like, oh, that was a cool scene. So they could do a lot with her. They just have to choose to do it. Sell me on her. Come on. This is a pay-to-waifu game. You guys gotta try and sell me on the waifus, right? Right? Or maybe I just don't have the taste for it. Alright. Maybe it's just not my flavor. I actually still have to do this user survey at some point. I seem to have completely forgotten to do the NA one. I did the Japanese one, which was considerably harder to do. But I'll probably do this one on my own time, as there's not really any reason to dive into this one. We already know what we want. And I'm not quite sure what they can actually offer us in this survey, because it's not like they can actually change the gameplay. Like, they always just replicate whatever Japan gets, so what would they realistically be asking for us other than, like, things that we can't provide? Here, hold up. If you're out of the game, open the Grand Order official website. Yeah, hold up. Can we go to the Grand Order official website and do the... I wonder where the survey... You know what? We'll actually do this. We'll actually go do the survey right now. Because I'm gonna forget at some point, and I'm curious to see what they tell us to do it. They say go to the website, so we'll go there. Gonna navigate to my own friends list so I can see what my ID is, because I know they're gonna ask me for it at some point. Alright. Alright, back to the Grand Order website. Use our survey 3. Let's see if this one gives us anything interesting. User ID, here we go. 781-333. That's a short list of countries that you're eligible for. That's not too bad though. For users in the USA, select your state of residence. I'm in not applicable. It's a very large state. Sure. 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 How much do you spend per month on hobbies and entertainment? That's a very different question than it was in Japan, by the way. A very different question. I'm kind of... Yeah, I haven't done this yet. I'm actually curious what they do. Apart from the fact that this is a normal browser, by the way. Look at the size of this text. The Japanese one I also did on a normal browser, and it was not colossal text. It was normally sized text. I don't know what they're doing. These are like H2s, H1s. Their formatting's crazy. They're also like graphics. Anyway, this is a very different question. How much do you spend per month on hobbies and entertainment? The Japanese one was how much do you spend was it elsewhere? Is it elsewhere? No. The Japanese one asked how much you spent on mobile games. Mobile games, period. And it started at 50 to 100. It started at less than $100. I was like, I actually had to sit down and get the calculator and was like, are you serious? They're actually asking for this much? Like, I pulled up the yen to US dollars on Google and tried to figure out how the heck they were calculating it, because the numbers they asked for, it was like, do you spend less than 50,000 yen per month on mobile games? And I'm like, yeah, that seems obvious. It's like the lowest bracket is like 40 euros per month on mobile games. That's an insane amount. On hobbies and entertainment, I don't really count food as entertainment, but it actually depends. I guess I'll go with what I like budget for. That's not actually how much I spend, but that's what I budget for, typically. I just aim to go under budget all the time. When did I start playing? Yeah, on average, how long do I spend? I don't know, like a couple hours. It's usually about 2 hours because it's gonna. Actually, it's probably more, like 2 to 3. We run 2 accounts, right? We run 2 accounts and stream almost every day. Plus, we play off stream a little bit. And our stream's usually about 2 to 3 hours. Outside events, it's about 2 hours. What time of day do I usually play? It's usually 6 to 9. What situation? Relaxing at home. What was the first work you encountered in the Fate series? Good question. Good question. What are my favorite works? Oh, how many am I allowed to select? Here's just Stay Night. I didn't actually read. Well, my first actually, that's not true. This is not true. This is not. That's the first work I saw. The first one I was exposed to is it's one of these. It would be one of these two. Because the first time I saw Stay Night, actually, I should say this. The first time I saw Stay Night, I was watching one of my friends. Yeah, this is the one by Dean, which is not actually the first thing I saw. The first thing I saw was this one, because I saw it. I was at university when it was. I was at university, and one of my friends was watching an episode and then playing the visual novel. I don't remember which one I saw first, but I know he was playing the visual novel, tabbed out to watch the anime version of it, and then tabbed back in. And that's how he did the entirety of Unlimited Blade Works. He'd watch 5-10 minutes, tab out, click for 20 minutes, tab out, watch the next episode. So that, I'm glad that was a good memory. I forgot that happened. My favorite works. That's tough. I really like Grand Order and Zero. I don't know whether to choose Heaven. Oh, actually, no, I do. Never mind. That's stupid. I was gonna say Heaven's Feel is like my favorite anime. Is my favorite anime movie. The second part is probably my favorite anime movie. Next is Weathering with You, as like my 2 favorite anime movies. I rated both of them higher than I rated Unlimited Blade Works, because I think Unlimited Blade Works I put as like I think it's like one of my favorite animes, but it wasn't like mind blowing like Heaven's Feel, so we'll go with that. Because this completely subverted my expectations when I first saw it. I was like, damn, that's what they're doing? I thought I was gonna see like a slight variation on UBW or Original Fate. Yeah, it was crazy. Which Grand Order story chapters did I enjoy the most? Select 3. Okay. Babylonia, Camelot, and... what's the third best? That's tough. There's a couple I like. I liked Shinjuku. I really liked Shinjuku. I kind of liked Fuyuki, but its gameplay sucked. I might go with Shinjuku. Yours was Lost Belt 2? I can see Lost Belt 2. I personally would probably go with like Lost Belt 1 if I had to pick a Lost Belt. I really like the first. I like the first Lost Belt. I thought it was really good, even as like a solid start to a story. I think I'm gonna go with Shinjuku. Agartha, I didn't like. It was kind of terrible. Salem, I actually liked Salem. Salem is really good too, but there's something about it that I didn't like as much. I think it was a little bit too easy, maybe. The whole thing was really easy. That's gonna be a knock against it. No one liked Agartha. Okay, real question. Is Orleans better than Agartha? Is Orleans better than Agartha? Because I actually liked a couple parts of Agartha. I liked 2 scenes. I liked fighting Megalos. That was really fun. Yeah, I like the Megalos fights. Those were actually fun. I do not like any of the gameplay in Orleans. The only thing I like is the fact that Jean Alter is in it, and I like Jean Alter anyway. It has nothing to do with the fact she's in Orleans. That's why we're going with Shinjuku, because it's a good choice. Because Jean Alter and Saber are in it. And they also have awesome costumes in that. Like, I was shopping for figures again. And I was like, it's so hard not to buy I don't even like Saber Alter that much, but she has some really good figures. Alright, which Grand Order events did you enjoy the most? Oh, okay. My favorite Grand Order event. We got 3 choices? Okay. Where is Setsuban? Setsuban Infinite Lotteries. No, it's definitely Setsuban. I really liked Merry Christmas in the Underworld. What is my next favorite event? That's tough. I haven't played a lot of these. I kind of wish I did. The race was fun. The race was fun. Raid events are fun. I definitely didn't like these ones that much. Gilfest was okay. Mostly just for materials. It was only good for that. Gouda Gouda 3? Was pretty good. Kogetsu-kun was good. Apocrypha was good. Valentine's was good. Yuji Castle was alright. Gouda Gouda 2 was solid. And Prisma Codes was okay. Sanzen kinda sucked. Zero Excel was decent. Da Vinci was good. Garden of Sinners was pretty good. Saber Wars was meh. Gouda 3 was a nightmare. Story was nice, yeah. The missions were kinda garbage, yeah, that's why I don't want to check it out. I might say Murder at the Kogetsu-kan. That was actually just a really enjoyable event. I didn't have anything bad to say about it. I'm thinking as like alternatives. I'm thinking of like the Apocrypha event. I liked the raids. I also liked the races. The races were fun. Kogetsu-kan was unique. I liked reading it. They had you figure out the story for yourself, make your own decisions. Even though there was only one decision, who do you think it was? I thought that was a cool idea. I want to put that as my number 3. I'm going to put that as my number 3 with like Apocrypha and the... Oh wait, where's Summer 3? Oh, Servant Summer Festival. Servant Summer Fest was pretty good. Mostly for dialogue. I think that it was really good for dialogue. I don't think I liked the gameplay though. It was kind of awkward. And 3 Ladders was a nightmare to climb. So I'm gonna say Kogetsu-kan was good. It was nice, it was short, it didn't overstay its welcome. And I had something to look forward to every day. Instead of just more grinding, it was like, I actually had a story I was interested in reading the next part of. Same with these two. The story was good. These two are the best, because the story was good and the gameplay was great. Alright, what do I like about Grand Order? Plot and setting, characters... I select up to 3. Man, 3? Plot setting, characters. Yeah, the battles, we'll go with that. The music, it's hard to not pick the music. The music's really good. Yeah, there's a lot to say to like there. I think those are the best though. What would you like to see improved? Why even ask this? They're not going to change any of this for you. It's a weird question. It makes more sense if it's on the Japanese server, but for this one, it's like... I'd like to see a lot of things changed, but... I mean... Sure. This and this, because this is awkward for low accounts, and this is awkward for everyone. And... Is there updates for new server? Fuck it. It doesn't let me fill in anything for other. That's funny. You can't put in anything for other. They copy pasted this from the Japanese one, and they didn't put in the text box that the Japanese one has. That's curious. Yeah, improved summoning materials, and I don't know. Improve the popularity of the game. Please make this game more popular. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Sure. Those are what I want to see improved. We get enough content. The plots, I mean, obviously these should be improved and you should always build on them, but I mean, that's why I said materials and summoning. Those are the two things they need to fix the most. The drop rates or the amount you need to be changed. Especially for new accounts. And the summoning is just terrible in general. But it's not the worst, but it does need to probably be improved a little bit. They need to either change that or give you more AP. More AP would also work. Although people wouldn't like that as much. If you had like twice as high an AP pool and twice as much AP to spend and they didn't change the drop rates for anything ever, that'd be a little better. Bones farming would be AIDS though, because then you'd have to do twice as many nodes per day. You have to do twice as many nodes. Alright, where do you look for information about Grand Order? Select all that apply. Unfortunately, I have to check everywhere, so... Japanese game. Unfortunately, I have to check literally everywhere, so... There we go. Have you ever left Grand Order for over a month? Nope. Which Grand Order related content besides the game is your favorite? Real life events. Are you serious? We're in the... I haven't even been able to attend them because they're in Japan. Alright, the real life Grand Order events that take place in Japan are my personal favorite, of course. I've never been able to attend them, and I can't fly because we're in the middle of a pandemic, but they're my favorite. No. I actually like this the most. The social media campaigns are meh. The web games are fun. I mean, I'm not gonna roast any other web games. The slot machine one was kind of mediocre, but the pinball one was genuinely fun. I like that one. They do an alright job with those. But learning with manga, everyone loves this, right? Does anyone actually hate Ryo's learning with manga? Like, that shit's amazing. I don't frequently play most of these games anymore. I've touched several of them. I don't touch them anymore. Like, I've touched Go. I've touched this. I've touched this. Touched this. I know people who play both of those. And I'm actually contemplating giving Azure Lane a go. I'm seriously contemplating it. But I also know that it's like an auto-play thing, so... Hold up. Is this... Oh, it has Genshin Impact, never mind. I was gonna say, did they actually not update this list? But they did. The list is a 21st century list. Or like a 2021 list. Do you frequently use any of the following non-game apps? Yeah, sure. Sure, we'll fill these out. This is just free information for them, by the way. I don't actually like any of those other apps. I don't use Tinder much anymore. Yeah, sure. Do you use any of the non-game apps? Other. Yeah, sure. I use Other app. That's a great app. Alright. Cool. What media services do you use? I guess the usual ones. Frequently. Well, I guess that's fine. I hate Twitter, but I'm on there. I have to check. People send me links to Twitter all the time, so I guess I use it. I'm not on 4chan enough to say 4chan is often anymore. I used to be on 4chan a lot, now it's not worth it anymore. I don't feel like there's too much they have to offer me, or at least too much I'm interested in discussing there anymore. Do I own any of the following? I actually don't right now. I'm contemplating picking up a Switch or a PS5, but the PS5 is a pain in the ass to get a hold of. Have I ever watched it? Yeah. Reezus answered yes. Please write your opinion of Chaldea Broadcasting US branch. Yeah, it's alright. I think it's alright. What do you think about the Chaldea Broadcasting US branch? I think it's kind of okay. I'm not actually a huge fan of it. And the reason I'm like kind of neutral on it is because basically they're telling you things you already know, other than like the exact release date of things. And it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of awkward. Maybe I'm slightly favorable because they are trying, but it's not strongly favorable because it's like they go in and ask people and they're like, "What are you excited for this new Singularity or Lost Belt?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, that Singularity that came out like 2 years ago." Yeah, I guess it's pretty good. Yeah, sure. And you're like, they're not like as excited as they'd be if it was new. But I suppose there's only so much they can do because everyone has already played it except for the people who, everyone's already played it and it's old news for them, right? So maybe it's like somewhat favorable. I don't know who would actually say very favorable. What other information or content would you like to see from it? I don't know. Go with those. I feel like this one is really hard to get people excited for. I mean, some of it's alright, but it doesn't work as well because they've already experienced everything and it's old news for them. It's like interviewing them about something they did previously, and they're like, "How excited are you?" I don't think that works as well. These ones work okay though. The localization staff discussing stuff, and I think general information about the series would probably be useful. That'd be something I'd be interested in. I don't feel like they're actually going to tell you much other than like go Scotty Loop or something with this, or maybe give you like some weird like usually developers don't really go in depth in game strategy. I don't feel like a webcast for that would be all that useful. Same with this one. This isn't the people developing the game, and if it is, it's going to be not showing up for a minimum of 2 years, so it's not as useful. So those are the best two. This is already here, so you know I don't need to ask about it. They're already mentioning that on the CBC or CBS, I guess. CBS US branch. Which campaigns or events unique to USA did I like? I like the pinball. I like the advent calendar and the pinball. Those are both good. Have you attended a virtual convention? If so, which? I have never attended a virtual convention. Alright, any other comments regarding FGO? I don't know what to comment on. I don't know what to comment on for this one. The Japanese one, I didn't know what to comment on because I don't speak Japanese. This one, I'm not sure what to say because I'm not sure what they could actually do if I wanted them to change something. I like their translation though, so. Great work translating the story. Keep up the good work. I think that works. Whatever, we'll go in. I feel like if you are playing constantly, you should get enough SQ to reliably acquire everything new as it comes out. It comes out, but the game doesn't appear to be awesome. I don't know if that's too many characters, but I'm going to say that. I feel like if you're playing constantly, you should get enough sync words to reliably acquire everything new. Well, sorry, one copy of everything new. One copy of everything new as it comes out, but the game doesn't appear to be balanced around that. Just gonna comment that because they wanted to consider it. They wanted to comment, and I think that's probably what you want. One copy of everything, or most things. Maybe not everything, but most things. There we go. We'll say one copy of most new things. Because in theory, like, maybe missing out on one or two isn't so bad. Depending on RNG. I think that's reasonable. I think that would be reasonable. You still have enough to want to go. You know, you can still spend money if you're unlucky. You can still spend money if you want more than one copy. And maybe you only get most things, so maybe you're still spending. Oh, I mean for like this. For this. I mean, like, sometimes when they put out a new banner, there'll be like a 5-star with like 3 new 4-stars, and then a week later there'll be another 5-star with 3 new 4-star with like 2 new 4-stars on it. I feel like you should reliably be able to get most of that. I feel like you should be able to, with like these same quartz you get from continuously playing, be able to acquire most or all of that if you're playing while it comes out. And maybe missing 1 or 2, so maybe you don't get all the 4-stars, you get like 1 of them, or you know, you can just get 1 of them or something. But as long as you're getting like most of the new stuff, I feel like that would be fair. I feel like that would be reasonable. That's what I would like the game to be balanced around. And it's definitely not. You don't get enough sync cores for that if you're playing on JP and just focusing on new shit. Like, we had like Ibuki into Spooky Clown, into Muramasa, into Avenger, Ushi, and we definitely didn't have enough for that. Thanks for the response. No problem. No problem at all. Three tickets is probably 3 tickets and some discussion. Definitely worth my time. Lets me think about where I think the game is and where it could go. I think that's the biggest thing I'd like them to change. Everything else is alright. Alright. I'm going to take a 5-minute... I'm going to take a 2-minute break just to change the game over to Final Fantasy 13. Don't go anywhere. I'm just going to quickly restart the stream, and when it's back, we'll be playing Final Fantasy 13.